I'm Maddie.
I'm Amber.
And we're Witches Talking Tarot.
We are the weirdos in this story.
Like a song, like a sailor snubble. Flip the switch and let the cauldron bubble. Sam.
Wow.
Hey everybody, I'm Amber.
And I'm Maddie.
And we're
Witches Talking Tarot.
And today we are talking about the Legend of El Dorado, that fun little ditty from the 16th century or so. So let's get into it because it kind of really goes along with not only the silver and gold episode, but our last episode, because this takes place in El Dorado is a city that is believed by Spanish colonialists to exist in South America. And this was first recorded in the 16th century. So let's just get that out of the way because I actually had never been sure what the Legend of El Dorado was until we did a little research one time ago, and then we said we were going to do a whole episode about El Dorado. And then during my research for this episode, I figured that we mostly did the research already because there's not as much to it as I...
Well, I have to say a disclaimer. A lot of people love the movie The Road to El Dorado. I have never seen it.
I haven't seen it either. I love the memes, and I won't lie.
I do love the memes. They're hilarious.
I wanted to watch Everything Wrong With, but I was driving, and so I just pulled up The Legend of El Dorado by voice to, search whatever, and just clicked on a video. The clips, it sounds like it's worth watching.
It does. Everybody seems to love it. My husband loves it too.
To love it. I just never.
I
don't remember my kids watching it.
If I watched it, I think I may have. I think I may have started to watch it. I vaguely remember a couple clips, but I can't remember if that's because I watched it or if that's because I saw it on the internet.
Yeah.
So
I've seen some clips.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen the memes, and I really love the memes. They're super cute.
They are. I love them.
Like, we even made that one picture that looked like that image from the
movie, he's like playing the thing.
Yes.
I don't even know the concept. I guess they find El Dorado and
I think they're looking for, I think it's basically...
They're looking for it, they find it, and convinces them that
they
they're
probably
kings or
don't...
something.
They probably, let it be so that it doesn't, get taken over by the man.
I don't know.
I don't know, but it seems worth a watch, because I watched, a bunch of... Well, I listened to a bunch of clips.
So, El Dorado...
I promise I wasn't watching YouTube while driving, guys. I swear to you.
I believe
wasn't.
you.
I realized how that sounded.
So,
I was just listening.
Do you mind if we explain what the myth is before we get into the reality of it?
Oh,
so,
absolutely.
the myth is El Dorado is this city of gold.
Yes.
Is that what it translates to? City of gold or golden
basically,
city?
yes, because Dorado means gold.
Yeah.
And, they are skilled, or... I'm sorry. The civilization is believed to be rich in gold and skilled in working gold, and they use it for all their ritualistic purposes. And the legend of El Dorado specifically, from what I read, was it's about a king who puts on
Well, this
gold.
is what it's, based on, right? That,
See, I couldn't tell if that part was real or not, because what I read was written down as the legend is that this place exists where everybody's really good at making gold stuff, and the king puts gold on him, and
then they leave the gold as offering.
Jumps into the lake to wash it off, and then everybody leaves gold stuff as offerings to the gods. And this is they just gold is everywhere in this civilization. And so when the Spaniards came over from Spain to colonize the Americas, they learned of this this tale, and then they were looking for the city.
You want to know what
El
I think
Dorado.
it was? I think that it was a lie made to drive people into wanting to immigrate and move to that area that they were colonizing.
I think it was based on the Muisca people.
Well, I think so, but I think that they
built it up for the Spanish people back in Spain.
To be like, hey, yeah, come on over here. You guys have a chance at finding this.
Obviously, because they wanted to colonize. They wanted to bring their people over and have this land as more land and expansion for their people to go to, and all the riches that land offered. So when you have a city that is quite literally made of gold, obviously, like, that means you, me, everybody has a chance.
Well, it's like the gold rush with California.
Absolutely.
Everybody had, which, by the way, watch the Little House on the Prairie couple episodes that took place where they were like,
panning
gold.
Oh,
it was so bad. It was so bad because they're panning gold. Everybody's moving there. All the assholes are moving there. Now people are fighting and pew-pewing each other, and everybody's like, Paul, we just want to go back home. This is not for us. And he's like, we got a chance at like getting all this money, and then finally he like somebody's like pew-pewed in front of him, and he's like, I can't raise my children in this gold. I'm donating my gold to the church, and I'm going back.
No, I mean, I get it though, because like when we did our silver and gold episode research, you know, silver and gold, like the most ancient of peoples, were able to use those metals, and they were precious to us from the get-go.
Right.
So gold is like so good at pulling humanity in.
It's very my precious.
Right, very much so. So like, all those things you said unfortunately make sense, because it's like, it's that thing about the greed makes you do things that maybe you would otherwise do, because obviously you're gonna do them for greed purposes, so you would do them for other.
Let's give a shout out to Tolkien then. Let's give a shout out to Tolkien, because like, while the ring in itself is
the ring of power,
whatever, the
one
secret ring,
to
the
rule
one
them
ring,
all,
and how it's magically
and
changing
whatever
people.
bind them.
And in the darkness bind them.
them.
Sorry, I had to think
Sorry,
about it.
I like, yeah.
But the point is it magically turns people into this, and it turns fucking what's his name into like Smeagol, and Gollum into Smeagol. Gold really be doing that shit though. It does. And is it magic? Is it magic? Is that why gold does that to people, or do you think it's not magic?
I think gold exists as itself, and gold does what gold is supposed to do. But at some point in the ancient world, people put a value on this substance that was doing exactly what it needed to.
Because it's pretty, because it's,
right? So, because they put this value on it, they put this import on it, now it's something to protect and to covet. And the things that people covet and the things that people choose to protect, they will do anything for quite often. So is it dark magic? No, I don't think so. I think it is the baseness within us that allows us to be taken over. Because something that I've been thinking about since we did our silver and gold episode was that, you know, and I've this is something that I've been thinking about for a very long time, like as it pertains to crystals and things. That's why I don't so much buy them anymore like I used to. These things that we have, that we look at as inanimate and yet not inanimate, because we attribute all these properties to
money.
it.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm also talking about crystals. I'm talking about the things that exist within the earth that we have given the value to, of the crystals and the metals that we call precious, okay? Precious gemstones and precious metals.
I have a story to tell after this. Go ahead.
Yes. And so, like, they exist in the earth because their energy is a part of everything, right? And we covet that energy. We like amethyst for the protection, and we like lapis lazuli because it helps with creativity. And we like this stone for this, and we like this stone for this. And we covet them, and we take them out of their rightful places where they were existing and emitting the energy that they needed to emit, because it's all piece of one thing, just like we discovered last week in the silver and gold episode, that gold is literally at the very core of our earth, as well as part of the universe itself. And without the gold at the core, would our earth be able to rotate the way it does? No, because the gold adds weight to the core. The core needs that gold in it, right? So we mine these things out of the earth. We take them because we want them, but all those things that they need to give to the earth so that the earth is healthy in an energetic manner, we decide that we need for ourselves, and we take them out of the entire cycle of things. They may still exist within the cycle, but we have taken them out of where they exist within the cycle and decided where we're going to put them in the cycle. And so this whole thing, right? And that, I think, is the bad magic in and of itself, is the covetousness. And maybe covetousness in and of itself, it is one of the bad things
A
in the Bible.
manifestation.
But it's a manifestation of something that is dangerous and duplicitous to all of us and all of our survival. And unfortunately, we do like the shiny pretties. And so gold being one of them, it kind of feeds those things that exist in the dark depths, because the things that people will do for money sometimes is awful. Some of the things I read, like, I was reminded very much of our, when we were doing all the Appalachian episodes, because we talked about, the first colonies and the missing Roanoke colony and stuff, right? I was reminded a lot of that when I was reading this. And just the ruthlessness of the Spanish conquistadors.
Oh, God.
That were trying to find this lost city of gold. It made me think, ooh, we should do the lost city of Zinj for one, and then it's an excuse for me to watch Congo. But that actually just came to me right now. But it made me think of the Fountain of Youth.
I was thinking the same thing as well. I really was. It reminded me very much of the Fountain of Youth, what people just looking for and coveting. Which, while we're on the topic of the Fountain of Youth and gold, let's bring up pirates for a minute. My son painted his very own pirate treasure chest.
I love it.
It's wooden. It's very cute. It was at Joann's on sale, 30% off. And he's been putting his money in it, and he's been collecting.
He's collecting
money.
his hoard.
Yes, he's collecting money, and if he helps me clean up, I'll give him like a couple pennies or whatever.
Right,
He's a kid.
He doesn't care. He doesn't know it's money.
Today,
it has value.
Exactly.
He has attributed value to it.
Yes.
So he covets
So today, my husband found a little amethyst on the floor, and he was going to give it to me. I said, no, give it to Theodore. And he goes, I've wanted a gem for my treasure chest. It goes with my coins. And I was like, Theodore, you are a little pirate, aren't you? He's like, God. I wanted a gem for my pirate ship. And that's when he called it a gem. So we watched Pirates of the Caribbean after that, and he's loving it. He's in a pirate stage, and I fucking love it. Birthday party.
Oh my God. Okay, I know you don't like the older movies, but Pippi Longstocking, she's a kid and she's a pirate.
Oh, I bet he would watch that.
And she doesn't live with her pirate dad, at least in the second one, because I love me some Pippi Longstocking. And one night, I just watched it because it was free on Tubi or something. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch like 1978 Pippi Longstocking. Fucking grew up watching that movie. Like, she's like, they skate through the kitchen with scrubbers on their feet to clean the kitchen. It's so good. I bet it's really stupid at parts, but as a kid, you don't know.
I'm sure he would love that. He likes Pirates of the Caribbean, at least the first one. He's really into pirates. I wanted to talk to you about Ryan's birthday party. I think inspired by the PPD fundraiser. I think we're gonna do lemonade stand theme. So I'm gonna make a bunch of lemonades. And like, cause his last birthday party was such a hit. The kids loved it.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It was. So I figured like outside.
I will try not to offend anybody. Hopefully no officials will get shot that day.
Right. Oh my God. That happened that day, didn't it? Right. And that was his exact birthday.
It was. I was like, I can't
my God, dude. I didn't even believe it happened at
first.
But the point is
I've never, been happy about violence, but I just couldn't help myself. It was fun.
He has good birthdays because they're in the summer.
Summer, I don't have it. Well, Katie has a summer birthday, and hers are. Yeah, we can do stuff outside.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna do a lemonade stand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that'd be great. But then I was like, T would love a pirate birthday if he's still into it next year. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like, that's great. Anyway,
Ahoy,
I'm
matey.
so sorry,
Can't
but
go-
I did get the same vibes
Yeah.
as the
Yeah,
Fountain of Youth.
right.
And I really
It's
think
good.
the conquistadors or whatever the fuck
Mhm.
wanted to get more people to move there, so they kind of over exaggerated. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, and I don't necessarily feel like there was any over exaggeration in the legends, because now I'm really interested in doing the Legend of Zinj, and maybe I'm gonna come home tonight and watch Congo, because there's always a good reason to watch Congo. I don't know. Have you ever watched Congo?
You've told me about it multiple times.
I love it. It's by the same guy that does Jurassic Park.
It sounds so sad, though.
It's so good. I'm sorry. Anything with Bruce Campbell.
And you know
is
what?
Good, though.
You can watch it tonight.
I probably will. But like the secret cities that hold all this treasure, that seems to be a common thing, at least in the jungle paradises of the world.
It does, doesn't it? Not just gold, but like with the Fountain of Youth, magic.
Well, and the city of Zinj has diamonds.
Right? So it's like, why? Why?
Well, I think it's like part of it is this uncharted territory, right? You want to explore it because you're convinced that it holds something more precious than the life-giving medical plants that grow there, because the medicines come from those places. Like, look it up. Look up how many medicines are derived from plants that originate in the Amazon, guys. Like, and I think that's why. That right there. Because we've lost the point on what the magic is, what the treasure is, what the value in these places is. We think the Fountain of Youth and the conquistadors and the Englishmen, they go, oh, it's this fountain of water that's magical. The Fountain of Youth is the plants that keep us healthy. It's the plants that allow us to thrive in this wide world of ours. Oh my God, I think I just had this breakthrough. I think that's the same treasure as El Dorado. Gold is equal to health. Gold and the sun, they're the same. Sun equals health. I'm sorry, like I just it makes so much sense. Like the treasure is in the jungle. The treasure is the fact that this plant will cure anything, and this plant will cure anything, and this plant will poison your enemies. But shh, we don't need to tell people that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I hope some of y'all at home laugh.
No,
but like, it makes sense that these treasures are hidden deep within these jungles, right? Now, partly it's to deter you from going in and destroying the treasure by saying you can't find it. Because if you go traipsing through the jungle that's full of the life-saving plants, then you will damage them. Maybe you'll alter what they can do for us. And so you have to just stay out because the treasure exists deep within.
I could see that.
I don't know. I just, like, okay, now, I didn't even know I was going to go there. But that... Because I truly believe, like, the Muisca people, Muisca, they were real peoples that lived in the general area that the Legend of El Dorado was believed to be about, right? And they really were skilled gold workers, and they had a lot of gold in the land there, and they used gold on all their ritual objects. And I think perhaps even their king did the thing. Because I remember when we talked about the Fountain of Youth, I think, maybe not, you talked about this king that anointed himself with gold.
I think
as a ritual thing.
Yeah,
I think it's the same thing. And I think that was what inspired us, that we were like, later we'll do the Legend of El Dorado. And then when we were doing gold and silver, I was like, oh, you know what? Legend of El Dorado would be good to cover now. So I'm just saying, like, I believe the Muisca people existed. I believe their land was rich in gold. There's a lot of land in this world that is rich in gold. Check out last week's episodes on silver and gold and Wicca and Gerald Gardner. But we learned that gold is infused in this earth, and it joined with the earth back when the earth was like molten and liquid, and the gold joined and it melted and it became part of everything. And when the world solidified into having stone on the outside, the gold infused in some of that stone, and a lot of it settled in the core. And so we do have gold deposits everywhere in our world. You can look it up. There are some places that are more richer than others, and they're like the Romans, they mined all the gold out of that region of the world where they originated with the Roman Empire and the islands thereof. Like they mined all that gold, like and the world took on that gold through trinkets that were made from what was mined. And then, Europe became the big gold supplier. And then, the Middle East or India or somewhere in Asia became the gold supplier. And then South America was the world's gold supplier. And North America is the world's gold supplier. So, like, there's gold everywhere, right?
Mhm.
So, like, I totally believe that this city exists. I believe that the Spaniards learned about it, and maybe they themselves made it up to be more just because they were like, oh, it's going to make us all rich. You know what I mean? You get so excited. Or maybe they played it up bigger to encourage people to come colonize America. But I really believe the city exists, and I really believe a lot of the things about the legend, but I thought there was more magic to the legend, other than just people getting rich and doing awful things to try and, because, several people were tortured to death for the information about
I'm
this
not
city.
surprised. I mean, it's the same thing like with the gold rush.
Yeah.
Everybody, at least the way it's taught in school, or it was when I was in school, is, oh, it was such an amazing opportunity, and everybody headed that way, and we were, looking for gold, and everybody's heading to California. And the reality is, so many people lost their lives. They were shot. They were tortured. If you had gold, and somebody thought you had gold, and you knew where you got that gold, they're
You
gonna.
got killed
Yes,
for your gold.
exactly. The
That was
Wild
the thing.
motherfucking West is what
Yeah.
it was, and that's
It
why it was
really
called the Wild
was.
West, because
Yeah,
it was
you're not
fucking
wrong.
wild.
Yeah,
So I'm not
absolutely.
surprised.
Damn, I love that show, Westworld. Sorry.
I love
It's
Westworld.
so
I
good.
fucking love Westworld. I love that guy, but I also really like Wild Wild West with
Will Smith.
Will
and-
Smith. I fucking
Is it got
love it.
Owen Wilson? Or who else is it?
No, it's not Jackie Chan. It's oh shit, I don't know his name. I don't know his name. The one with Jackie Chan is the one with Owen Wilson that I fucking love, Shanghai Nights. Oh my god, it's so funny. It is so funny, dude. Oh my god. I can't even say what is so funny on this fucking on this podcast because it's a
Right, no, I get you. I totally get you. I'm over here like, who else is in the... Oh, Kevin Kline?
I don't fucking know. I'm just gonna look it up because I thought at
I feel
first
like Kevin Kline, maybe he's the bad guy. Maybe Kevin Kline is the bad guy. Kevin Kline's a good bad guy, but also I think he is one of the voice actors in The Road to El Dorado. So that's so funny.
Not the Artemis Gordon. No,
Oh, so he is in it.
Yeah, he is, and he's a good guy.
Oh, okay. So, wow, Kevin Kline showed up in both of these movies that we're talking about in this episode.
Dude.
I love that because he's also in and Out, and I love that movie so much. Did you ever see In and Out?
No, I didn't.
In and Out is about this teacher that, he's mistaken for being gay. It's the 90s. And he's mistaken for being gay, and, so he's like, I'm not gay. But then, because he gets fired over it or whatever, and it turns out if he was gay, then his firing would be illegal. So now all of a sudden he's
comedy?
in gay. Yeah.
Oh my god, that sounds hilarious.
And so it's called In and Out because he's in the closet, he's out of the closet, but he's not really gay. I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow, that's.
But Kevin Kline is absolutely gay, and that's okay because he
is
hot. I don't know, but he's a hot gay
guy. The one guy. He has
not fetishizing anybody. I'm just complimenting Mr. Kline.
Wild West is.
Oh, sorry.
Wild West is just so fucking funny to me because it's definitely like steampunk, right?
Right.
And that one fucker has no legs at all.
I have no legs.
He has no fucking legs, and yet he is surrounded by these gorgeous women. And it's just kind of sad, actually. It's a really good one. It is a.
I've never seen that movie.
You've never seen it? Okay, there's this one
I'm not
scene.
big on comedies. I only watch comedies when Corey really wants me to, or if it's like
I
love
it's a
this
comedy.
actor.
I mean, it may be a dramedy, but it's more drama. But I just have to say, I guess there's funny parts.
Okay, not expecting
but I
that.
think it's more of a drama. There's this one
with
scene.
Will Smith, right?
Yeah,
We're still talking about
yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Where Will Smith falls out of a water tower.
Okay.
And he stands up and you could totally see his dick. Okay? The shadow of. My sister, have I told you this story?
No, but I have.
My
something else to say.
sister rewound that scene like 4 times as my mom's getting us ready for bed because, like, we all watch movies, right?
My God.
She thinks nobody's paying attention.
She's
And
like,
my mom.
"Bloop."
Yes! Oh my God! My mom's like, Skylar, what the fuck are you doing? She's
How
like,
old is
I can
she?
see you, like, 6 or 7.
Oh my
So
God!
she was like pretty young.
Oh, that's. Why should you not, ma'am?
So my mother was like, I can see you. I know what the fuck you're doing. And stop. She's like, what? I'm not doing anything. Like, bitch, like, nobody saw the fucking TV rewind multiple times. Like.
So, if there is anything that social media has taught me, it's that men don't ogle women because we are sex objects to them. Men ogle women because they want to be fucking ogled, and because you and my friend Becca are both book talk spicy girlies.
Uh-huh.
My Instagram is just full of fucking reels with this, like, chick that, like, is reacting to dude videos where, like, he does a backflip and you just hear, like, the dick is proceeding the rest
Oh my
of the
God.
body and shit. Or, like, this guy that got out of the pool and it's just like, flop. And
Oh
you're
my
like,
God.
oh my God.
What the fuck?
You can hurt somebody with that thing. So, when you say the thing about Will Smith, I'm like, I know what your sister does on Instagram all the
Oh
time.
my God, I would not be surprised. She
But,
is
like,
so funny.
I don't even, like, find those. It's that I have been sent those
so many
times.
Have you-
That's my algorithm now.
I love the memes, the book
hate
talk
it, but my
memes.
husband would be very upset.
The
No.
memes that are like, when it's you and your best friend and you get kidnapped and he pulls out a pew pew and you're like, I've read Haunting Adeline too.
Girl, I didn't have to read it. I just have certain fantasies of my own, thank you. Because, like, there's one that I keep wanting to send you, and I'm like, this is really bad, and if either of our husbands see it, they're going to question me.
No.
But it's like, what would you do if this guy comes in? And he's like, he's got a mask on and pants on, and he's topless, and
Okay.
he's holding a bat, and he's like, and I'm
What-
just like,
what's
well,
the
I'm going
mask?
to take the bat away
Is it
from
the
him.
Scream mask?
No, it's like a really tight to the face, like pumpkin black and pumpkin mask. It's very,
Is it
very
the ghost
spicy
mask?
book talk girly.
Oh
No,
my God, I
no.
love the ghost mask. I'm
Oh
gonna be
no!
honest. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking
The
about. You let
video
that fuck
game
you?
ghost? No,
Like,
no.
Okay. Because I'm all like, Jesus, I would never be able to let the Scream mask be like,
No. The
Because,
ghost
like, one thing
cosplay.
I don't know if anybody thinks about.
I love
Okay,
the ghost
no,
cosplay.
it's not that.
Like,
it has
what?
more color to it, but it's
Okay.
very much like up in the face like that.
God damn it, now I gotta
But, like,
reread Lights Out.
Okay, guys and gals, do you ever think about the fact that, like, if women have their eyes open during sex, like, it's this. This is what we see, and it's like a nose that's like just, you know, I don't know, but like the ghost, I'm picturing the Scream face ghost mask, and I'm just like, that coming at me, I would be laughing. Like, I can't.
If I
That
knew
would
the
be so
person, I would be
unsexy.
laughing. If it was a stranger who just happened to break in, I would.
Not in the ghost mask. Like, what? Do you think you're Matthew Lillard, sir? I don't think so. And if you are, take the mask off, and we're just gonna.
Let's just
Matthew
leave the mask
Lillard.
on, and I'll pretend, no matter who's under there.
No,
I think that's the point of the mask.
Yeah, but
no, I'm rereading Lights Out. I'm fucking rereading
No,
it
I just think
now.
it's so funny that
Such a good book.
my middle daughter, she has a thing for Matthew Lillard, and I always did when I was
I
younger,
love
too.
him.
Oh
He's
my
so
god,
cute.
I just think it's so funny because.
But on the topic of
I was
El
like,
Dorado,
no, hold on. She's about to like go back to her room one day, and I'm like, hey, Matthew Lillard's the patient on House this episode, and she's like, well, I can watch for a couple minutes.
what was wrong with him?
He was the band guy. Okay, so he had jumped down on top of a lady in the subway because she had had a seizure and fell down, and like he protected her while the fucking train went over. So sexy, right?
Yeah, ready.
And then like he gets up and he's like, ah, my head. And I don't remember. I don't fucking remember what his illness was. I remember that he was gonna get cured and then he was gonna go back on tour and his wife probably left him because.
God damn.
Yeah. I couldn't be married to somebody that was gone on tour all the time though. Like, unless you make fat money and I'm visiting you all the time and you're visiting me all the time, like,
or you have the
like,
money to visit.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, you bringing in the fat money and I can visit you on tour. Okay, let's go to El Dorado together.
I don't know about that, because, like, honestly, I lived it, but not. My dad was on the road all the time, and he would be gone for months at a time. So that's kind of how I was raised for the most part. So I think if it was me in a relationship, I could probably do that just because I understand that that's, like, a norm. Or that's just something I've lived.
Well, especially younger me likes sex way too much for that. Like, let us be very clear. Very clear. Corey and I've had several situations where we've lived in different states, and, like, I don't see him for 3 to 6 weeks at a time. I do not like that. I do not like it at all. I can deal for short periods, but, like, that can't be our whole life. Like,
Yeah.
I can't deal that well. Like, you know, it was bad enough because, like, when I was growing up, my dad was gone all the time, but he wasn't out of town gone all the time. He just worked a lot, and so he was never around, like, ever around, except, like, on vacations or sometimes on the weekends. But he usually worked weekends. So, like, his days off, we were at school most of the time. And, like, when we came home, he's, like, sleeping or he's at work again because he was, like, salaried manager in the 90s. My dad's an 80s guy. He's just always working. I get my work ethic from my dad. We're workaholics. I can't help it. Anyway, but, like, he wasn't ever around. And then when Corey was a restaurant manager, he wasn't ever around. Like, when our kids were little and I was raising them, Corey worked from, like, 8 a.m. until 1 a.m. He came home, he went to sleep, he went back to work. Like, he helped on his days off. He took out the trash, he took care of the yard. I did everything else and saw him very rarely, especially when I worked my paper route. We never saw each other. But, like, we were there. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's when it was, like, the 3-week stretches, 6-week stretches, like, that's too much for me. Unless, like, if I have company, like, Ashley came to visit during that time, and she and the kids were with us for, like, 10 days or something.
Nice.
Yeah, like, and that was fine. Because, like, Ashley leaves, it's a couple days, and then Corey came home for a visit.
Right,
You know?
yeah.
And I can deal with that. I just can't. Like, if this man was off looking for El Dorado all the time, no. I could, unless I'm with him. I could be with an adventurer if I'm with an adventurer.
Yeah. Yes.
But I can't just be behind. Like, I can't be sitting at home and writing letters that'll never get to you because you're out in the fucking jungle looking to fucking grape a legendary city. And that's, like, I don't know. Can you think of anything else?
I can't think of anything else. I think
I thought there was going to be more.
I thought there was going to be more.
Magic.
There wasn't.
And there is magic, but we missed the magic.
There's no magic. There's greed.
There is greed. And again, I think there is magic in the stories, but they missed the point with greed.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was a very strong lesson to be learned. A very important lesson to be learned.
I agree.
With that being said, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let us know in the comments what you think of El Dorado. You can find us on Threads, Facebook, and Instagram at Witches Talking Tarot.
You can find us on the X at Classiest Witches because we are the classiest witches you know. And a big shout out to Death by DVD.
Victoria.
We appreciate you being our patrons on patreon.com/Witches Talking Tarot. And if you guys would like a spiffy little shout out and some fun other extras to help support this show and help us give you a better show each time we come back to record, you can find us at the aforementioned link. But otherwise, thanks for having come to sit with us for a spell. Bye.